Hello students, myself Priyanka Shah. So today's subject is advanced mathematics and the chapter which I have selected for the discussion is inequalities. So let's begin the topic. Inequalities. By this term, what we can say that something is unequal when we compare any two identities with each other. It will be either greater or smaller or equal to. So these three symbols are being used to define inequalities. So now I will draw the real number line. We everyone know what is the real number line. The mid portion is the 0. In the right hand side all are the positive numbers. In the left hand side all are the negative numbers. So if we consider any natural number, whether a, b or c, if it is greater than 0 then it will be a positive integer or positive natural number. Less than 0 then it will be a negative integer or negative natural number, or the last option is either it will be equal to 0. So these three symbols are being used to represent any natural number while placing it in the real number line. Now this natural number will follow many properties, or it will come under many headings. For example, if a is greater than 0 and b is greater than 0, then always a plus b will be greater than 0 or ab is greater than 0. That is, it will follow the it follows the addition, and this follows the multiplication property. It comes under the additive and the multiplicative property. So explaining it in a detailed way, there will be 4 properties of inequalities. First one I have explained already, that whenever there will be a natural number in the number line, then either it will be greater than 0, less than 0 or equal to 0. The second property is the transitive property. Transitive property, which means that in the number line, if we draw A, B and C, that is, from here we can say that A is greater than B and B is greater than C. These three numbers are natural numbers. So combining these two, we can say that A is greater than C. Why we have not drawn A, B, C in the right hand side? Because after 0, in the right hand side after 0, it goes on increasing, and here in the left hand side it goes on decreasing. So this is the transitive property of the inequalities. The third property and the fourth property I have explained already. That is the additive one. Additive is if A greater than B, then always we can say that A plus C is greater than B plus C. Here C is also a natural number. And in the multiplicative property, number 4 one is the multiplicative property, which says that if it is given that A is greater than B, and if C is greater than 0, then AC will always be greater than BC, and if C is less than 0, then AC is less than BC. So these are the 4 properties of inequalities. which will be required while solving any problems. The third subtopic is arithmetic mean and geometric mean. Arithmetic mean and geometric mean. Arithmetic mean is represented by A equal to half of A plus B, where A and B can be any number, whether positive or negative or 0, and geometric mean is represented by root over of AB. And a universal formula or concept regarding AM and GM is that A is always greater or equal to G. That is, arithmetic mean is always greater or equal to geometric mean for any values of A and B. That is, A and B can be any natural number. Let us prove it with some example. If we take A equals to 0 and B equals to 0, for same numbers A will be 0 and arithmetic mean will be 0 and geometric mean will be 0. Now if we take, this has been proved that A is equal to G. Now let us take another example where we will get A is greater than G. A1, B2. Then arithmetic mean will be half into 3, that is 1.5, and G will be root 2, that is 1.44. So A is greater than G. In this way, if we go on putting any values of natural number for A and B, it will be seen that always A is greater or equal to G. Now we will come to the third subtopic, that is intervals of inequality. Intervals of inequality. Intervals means in a number line when we will consider any natural number where it will lie. That representation is known as intervals. There are, for example, if A is less than B less than C, in this example, if we take, let us take an example, -1 less than 3 less than 5. Here we can say that it follows this property. But if it is 5 less than x less than -1, then this will not follow this property. So it is very, very important for us that when in a number line we will consider any natural number, we have to know its interval, means where it lies on the number line, which values we can consider for that natural number. So for this there are 4 intervals. Number 1 is the open interval. Number 2 is the closed interval. So let me define it first. Open interval is represented by A comma B equal to x is any number which will lie on the number line, that is, and it is belongs to real number line. A less than equal to x less than equal to b, which means that the value of x will lie between A and B, or it can be equal to A and equal to B. this is the boundary. Actually, interval means the boundary along which the x will lie. Now, what will be the close? It is represented by, it is represented like this. It is fine. Here, actually we draw it like this. It's A, B, x will lie here, and in closed interval, what? It is not equal to x will lie here. It will be not equal to A and B. So this is the difference between open interval and closed interval. So the third interval is the right open. Right open means open interval, that is right side. It will be open. It will be represented by, it is represented by like this. And left open is, left side it is open. So these are the four intervals. It will be required to solve. At the end of my discussion, I will solve how to find the solution of simultaneous inequality equations. So in that type of equation, we will require this concept of interval. So now the third, the next subtopic will be after interval. It is, next subtopic is absolute modulus. Modulus means it is always positive. Generally, we will get always the positive value. That is, if we consider x to be any natural number, then modulus of x is written like this. For x greater or equals to 0, it is always positive, and for x less than 0, it is always negative. But they are always equal. Generally, modulus of x is always considered to be x greater or equals to 0. So this is the small concept about the absolute modulus topic of any natural numbers. So after this, the main concept we will go to discuss is that polynomial inequation. What is polynomial inequation? Means the equation of inequalities. That is the equation of inequalities. Let Px and Qx be two polynomial equations. Px equals to, so here either Px will be, Px is greater than Qx or less than Qx or equal to Qx. But let us consider Px equal to x square plus 2, and we will consider here x square now we will consider here 3x plus 1, 3x minus 1. Let us consider this. And in this polynomial, in Px and Qx, after taking into consideration this example, here we will get Px is less than Qx. After putting some values, we will see that Px is less than Qx, and this sentence is known as polynomial inequation. Polynomial, sorry, it is in equation, not inequality. It is polynomial inequation. This sentence, and the boundary and the solution for which this polynomial in equation will exist is known as the solution state. Solution set. Solution set. The values for which the x will satisfy this open statement is called solution state, and the region under which it will lie, that is the region or interval, it will lie under some interval. So let us take an example of simultaneous inequation. Simultaneous means there will be given two inequality equations. For example, let us take 3x plus 1. This is an example. Fine. 3x plus 1 is less than 10. 1 minus 2x is less than minus 3. Here we have to determine this x is a natural number, right? So what will be the interval of x after solving this two? Here both two inequations, polynomial inequations are given, so it is simultaneous inequation, and here from after solving this two we will get the interval of x, that is where the value of x will lie. How we will solve it? This is equation 1, this is equation 2. From equation 1 we will get that x is less than 9, and from equation 2 we will get that what we will get, x is greater equal to, sorry, x is not less than 9, we will get, see, let me solve it. 10 minus 1, sorry, 10 minus 1, it will be 9. So x is less than 3, x is less than 3, and from 2 we will get minus 2x is less than minus 4, 2x is greater equal to 4, x is greater equal to 2. So this is and this. There will be two inequalities of the value of x. That means x will lie between. Why I am saying this? How we will determine the interval? While defining the concept of interval, I have told you that there were a and b. These were the intervals. These were the boundaries of x. Either it was open or closed, or left open or right open, whatever it is, but x will lie between a and b. Here 3 is a and 2 is b, right? From there, after combining this two in equation part, we can write that, now we will determine the inequation. We can write that how interval, we will determine under which interval it comes. The interval will be x belongs to R, and what, x is x is less than 3 but greater equal to 2, right? It is correct. Combining these two we got this, so we can write what? This is left open, right? This is left open interval. And what will be the drawings? Let me represent it in the number line so that it becomes easy for you. How I have actually combined, you can do like this also in a detailed way. 1, 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. First, what we have got is x is greater equal to 2, that is x is greater equal to 2 here, or x is less than 3. X is less than 3. So here somewhere this is the combined portion. This will be combining these two. We will get this, that here it is left open. From 2 it will be open. It will be open. And from 3 way, combining the two simultaneous equation, we will be able to find the interval of that natural number. So these are some of the basic things which has been mentioned in the chapter of inequalities of yours. There are much more concepts which are being discussed while solving any problems related to inequalities, and I hope with these basic concepts you will be able to solve some of them. So with this I am going to end my topic. I hope I could make everyone understand what is inequalities, and related to that whatever I have told, the intervals. First I have told a natural number, it is either greater than 0. Inequalities means either any number will be greater, smaller or equal, then it follows some properties, then the arithmetic and geometric progression mean. Then I have come to the interval part, which is very important while solving some examples, and also I have defined an example. I have explained with the help of an example how to solve simultaneous inequation. So with this, today's topic is being ended. Thank you.